And we are starting off with these latest reactions coming in from the National Assembly in Pakistan. Our correspondent Anas Malik has been tracking all those developments on the ground. He has spoken exclusively to the leader of the opposition, Shehbaz Sharif, who called the government's move to reject the no-confidence motion announced just a while ago as disastrous and shameful. Listen in.
So how do you see today's move by the government?
It is in front of you. It is a total disaster, and what a shame and embarrassment they've brought to Pakistan, to democratic system, to parliament.
What is going to be your future course of action, sir? What is going to be your future course of action, sir?
We are taking legal.
And with that, Pakistan has gone from witnessing a deepening political crisis to now finding itself in the midst of a constitutional crisis. The vote on the no-confidence motion against Prime Minister Imran Khan has now been rejected by the Deputy Speaker. The Assembly has been dissolved. The joint opposition has knocked on the Supreme Court doors and has vowed to protest in the National Assembly unless the Supreme Court interferes in the matter. Pakistan's top court has taken Suo Moto cognizance of the dissolution of the National Assembly by the President. Further details are yet to be revealed. The Chief Justice of Pakistan and other senior judges are in the Supreme Court. Sources saying at this point, while fast-paced political developments have been taking place, the Chief Justice of Pakistan also called the fellow judges for consultation. And going straight across now to our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik, who has been tracking those minute-by-minute developments. He is now joining us from inside the Pakistan Parliament. Anas, help us better understand what happens next. We understand there is a parallel session that the opposition is also holding at this time, rejecting the move by the government to dissolve the National Assembly.
Well, yes, Molly, I'm outside now, outside the Supreme Court of Pakistan. That's behind me. If you can see that flag that's swirling, that's the Pakistani Supreme Court. And currently, there are deliberations ongoing with regards to the Suo Moto that the Chief Justice of Pakistan, Justice Umar Atta Bandial, has taken with regards to the constitutional developments have taken place today in the past 5 to 6 hours or so. Now, what we're expecting is some sort of a ruling. The opposition, you rightly mentioned, I was inside the parliament a short while back, and the opposition was holding a parallel session, a symbolic parallel session to basically show the supremacy of the parliament before what is now the former government, and all eyes would be on the Supreme Court whether or not it would be legitimizing the act done by what is now the former government or not. That remains to be seen. Molly?
Right. If you can also elaborate on the petition that has been moved by the opposition and the concerns that have been raised at this point.
Well, the opposition has raised a petition stating that this was a blatant act of violation of the Constitution's Article 58 and other provisions as well of the Constitution. Therefore, it is absolutely imperative for the court to give its ruling. This is what the opposition has maintained. Outside the Supreme Court, where there's an army, literally an army of policemen, of police personnel that's inside right now. I see some politicians around as well. Just a short while back, just before we went live, we saw Farotullah Babar from the Pakistan People's Party heading in, Senator Kamran Murtaza from JUIF also heading in, and it is believed that they are also, because they are veteran politicians, they have a better understanding of the Constitution and the law, so it is believed that they will be heading in, they will be arguing the case on behalf of the opposition. Now, this is the first time perhaps in Pakistan's history when on the dissolution of any government, the incumbent government is happy, whereas the opposition is literally out on the roads or on the streets. In the past, we've seen the exact opposite. So a first in Pakistan's history, and a lot more firsts to come perhaps once this Supreme Court decides going forward. Molly?
Right. Stay with me, Anas. I'll just come back to you. Just a quick overview now of the developments that have unfolded over the last few hours. The political slugfest in Pakistan has reached its boiling point following that latest twist in the political drama. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan has called for early elections, pushing Pakistan into a constitutional crisis from a political one. After Imran Khan's proposal, the Pakistan President Arif Alwi has dissolved the assemblies. In his address to the nation, Imran Khan said that the political conspiracy with foreign interference has failed to topple a democratically elected government in Pakistan. Imran Khan asked the citizens to prepare for the next elections and said that the people of Pakistan will decide the fate of the country.
मैं आज अपनी सारी कौम को मुबारक देना चाहता हूँ कि नेशनल असेंबली के हमारे स्पीकर ने मुस्तरद किया, रिजेक्ट किया एक वो मूव, रिजीम चेंज की जो कोशिश की गई थी पाकिस्तान के 22 करोड़ अवाम में, एक बाहर से प्लान किया हुआ नो कॉन्फिडेंस मोशन जिसके पीछे एक फॉरेन एजेंडा था, और जो आज स्पीकर ने उसको जो रिजेक्ट किया है और ये नो कॉन्फिडेंस को जो रिजेक्ट किया, मैं सारी कौम को आज मुबारक देता हूँ। अपनी कौम को आज कहता हूँ कि आप इलेक्शंस की तैयारी करें और आपने फैसला करना है। किसी बाहर की कुव्वत, किसी करप्ट लोगों ने फैसला नहीं करना कि इस मुल्क का मुस्तकबिल क्या होगा। आपने फैसला करना है इस मुल्क का, और इंशाअल्लाह हम प्रेसिडेंट साहब को जब एडवाइस चला जाएगा, असेंबलीज डिसॉल्व हो जाएंगी और फिर आगे जो भी प्रोसीजर है अगले इलेक्शन का, केयर टेकर गवर्नमेंट का, वो अब शुरू हो जाएगा। मैं अपनी कौम को मुबारक देता हूँ और मैं अल्लाह का शुक्र अदा करता हूँ कि इतनी बड़ी साजिश जो मुल्क से की जा रही थी, एक इलेक्टेड 22 करोड़ की कौम जिसकी इलेक्टेड हुकूमत को गिराने की कोशिश की गई है, इस साजिश से वो आज फेल हो गई है।
Imran Khan's announcement came just minutes after the Deputy Speaker had adjourned the National Assembly session, calling the session unconstitutional. The Deputy Speaker said that the session was a contradiction to Article 5 of the Constitution, adding that he rejects the attempt of changing the regime with foreign interference. Listen in.
वज़ीर-ए-आज़म पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ अपोजिशन ने अदम-ए-एतमाद की तारीख 8 मार्च 2022 को पेश की थी। अदम-ए-एतमाद की तारीख आइन, कानून और रूल्स के मुताबिक होना जरूरी है। किसी गैर मुल्की ताकत को यह हक नहीं कि वो साजिश के तहत पाकिस्तान के अवाम की मुंतखब हुकूमत को गिराए। वज़ीर कानून ने जो नुकात उठाए हैं वो दुरुस्त है, वैलिड है, लिहाजा मैं रूलिंग देता हूँ कि अदम-ए-एतमाद की करारदाद आइन और कौमी मुख्तारी व आज़ादी से मुनाफी है और रूल्स और ज़ाब्ते के खिलाफ है। ये करारदाद में मुस्तरद डिसअलाउ करने की रूलिंग देता हूँ। ईवान की कार्रवाई रोक की जाती है। फरमान में इस्लामी जमहूरिया पाकिस्तान के दस्तूर के आर्टिकल 54 की शिक 3 के तहत तजवीज़ करदा इख्तियारात को बरबेकार लाते हुए कौमी असम्बली का जुमा 25 मार्च 2022 को तलब करदा इजलास इसके काम के इख्तिताम पर बाज़रिया हाज़िर बर्खास्त करता हूँ।
A piece of paper that Imran Khan had flashed during his rally in Islamabad last week, a document that he claimed contains evidence of this international conspiracy to topple his government, has once again become the center of this political crisis in Pakistan. Earlier, the Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi had said that before the session, he received a call from his Turkish counterpart who said that Ankara is monitoring the situation in Pakistan and that the government should complete the 5-year term.
इस सारी मूव से जो मरासले की हुई है उससे पाकिस्तान की इंटरनेशनल रेपुटेशन और फॉरेन पॉलिसी को भी कोई हिट और रैमिफिकेशन हो सकते हैं।
कह रहे हैं। देखिए पहली बात ये है कि जो गुफ्तगू हुई है, कभी सफारती आदाब तकाजे उसकी इजाजत देते हैं? कोई खुद मुख्तार मुल्क, कोई सॉवरन कंट्री इसकी इजाजत देती है? और अगर आपने अब सवाल कर दिया है तो फिर मैं आपको एक बहुत अहम बात कर दूं जो अभी तक मैंने किसी से नहीं की और आज कर रहा हूं। अभी जब मैं असेंबली के लिए आ रहा था तो तुर्की के वजीर खारजा का मुझे फोन आया और उसने तशवीश का इजहार किया है। उन्होंने कहा है हम पल पल की खबर देख रहे हैं पाकिस्तान में क्या हो रहा है। हम समझते हैं कि इमरान खान को अपनी आईनी मुद्दत पूरी करनी चाहिए।
The opposition is protesting inside and outside the Pakistan parliament. They claim that they had crossed the magic number of 172 with the support of at least 174 lawmakers of the National Assembly. The joint opposition has called the Speaker's ruling unconstitutional and had decided to sit in the Assembly until the Supreme Court takes a decision. The military, meanwhile, distanced itself from the political developments in the country. In a statement, DG ISPR said that the army has nothing to do with the political process. And going back across now to Anas Malik, who has been tracking those developments. Anas, you've been speaking to a series of those opposition leaders as well. What have they been telling you, and what is their strategy looking like at this point now that they have already knocked the Supreme Court's doors? We are awaiting a verdict from the court at this point. Anas, if my voice is going through to you, what has the opposition strategy been like over the last few hours? And now they have knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court. You are stationed right outside the court there. You have been tracking those developments and speaking to the opposition leaders as well. Tell us more about what they have been telling you.
Well, the opposition, Molly, has been terming this move as unconstitutional. They say that one of the prominent opposition voices, Shehbaz Sharif, has said that they will be going against the Prime Minister under Article 6. That's basically the act of treason. But still unclear how will they be going and where they will be going. He also announced that they will be going against the Deputy Speaker of the Assembly as well. But as I said, it's still unclear. And now it seems like they've put their weight behind the Supreme Court of Pakistan. Whatever the court is going to decide, they're hopeful that the court, given that it is the utmost authority to uphold the supremacy of the Constitution and implementation of the Constitution as well, and laws, so they hope that just in case the court will step in, will declare this unconstitutional and unlawful and reinstate the parliament and its supremacy so that it can be maintained, and that Imran Khan can be ousted legally and lawfully. That's what the opposition says. Molly?
All right, we're leaving it there for the moment. Anas, thanks very much for getting us those updates that we have been monitoring very closely. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.